When it comes to running, I'm in it for the long haul. My hope is that you will be too. The key to forming lasting habits is knowing what to focus on day in, day out. And that's why I focus on the work. Am I doing the right work? Am I enjoying the work that I'm doing? Is this work hurting me or holding me back in some way? This perspective can be very frustrating for some people. Runners tend to be overachievers, and we assign a high value to progress, output, and results. We're not afraid to work hard. I get it, I really do. I'm not one to spin my wheels or waste my time either. That said, we don't always look for progress in the right places. And the places that are easiest to quantify are not the places we need to be looking. And I've been there, you guys. I've been there. There have been periods where I have worked and worked and worked and not seen results or progress in the places where I wanted to see them. This is demoralizing. It can undermine your self-confidence and cloud your perspective on the work that you're doing. What kept me going during those periods was focusing on the work. To quote Bill Walsh, one of the greatest coaches who ever lived, the score takes care of itself. Focus on the work and the results will follow. Focusing on the results can make it really hard to execute the necessary work day after day after day. The process may take longer than you want it to, but you aren't so broken we can't guide you back to where you want to be. Now, please keep this in mind while I discuss the differences between the plans. Maintain is more work than rebuild. It's also different work, but we'll get to that in a minute. General guidelines. Rebuild is geared towards anyone who has taken an extended, and by my definition, extended is 6 months or longer, break from all fitness. It's not about how fit you were or how fit you want to be. Think of it in terms of what kind of work you are ready to do right now. Muscles have memory, and rebuild aims to leverage that memory to get you up the curve faster. The central feature of rebuild is the lane structure. We recommend that everyone start in lane 1, and if you want more work, you may opt into lane 2. Once you have completed 1 full month in lane 2, if that wasn't enough and you want more work, give Maintain a try. All we ask is that you finish out the month in the lane that you started. Everything feels good in week 1 when your legs are fresh. Week 2 can be a very different story. If that doesn't sound like you, check out Maintain. If you do, and that looks like too much work, get into lane 2 of rebuild and then wait until the end of the month to see if you're ready for more. Switching is easy. Just use the code in the members area of the website to get your new plan and training peaks and then switch Facebook groups so you can participate in the strength. Easy peasy. It's right there in your hands. And yes, don't feel bad about downloading both. It's okay. I know that most of you are only going to keep one because 2 plans and training peaks, it's impossible to use. That's why, for you returning people, that's why I didn't put the strength in last month. It's in now. Every night in the private Facebook groups, I will demonstrate the next day's circuits and Coach Sarah will perform them live the next day. For example, this means that I will demonstrate and coach the Monday circuit on Sunday night, and Coach Sarah will perform them live on Monday at her lunchtime, which is around noon Eastern Standard Time. In weeks 2, 3, and 4, we will show you options for more work. But this is where my dislike of the word progress comes into play. If you aren't ready for more work yet, that does not mean you are not progressing. Listening to your body is the most advanced thing you could possibly do. We want you to get your money's worth. So if ever the strength is too easy, we can show you adjustments to make it harder. Way harder. Careful what you ask for. At the same time, don't be too hard on yourself. The strength work is difficult. You'll watch me curse and moan through the same circuits that you're going to be doing night after night in the Facebook pages. The first week's strength circuits are in printable form in the members area of the website as well as Instagram, Fitness Protection LLC, one word. If you do week 1 over and over and over, you're a badass. Don't ever doubt it. Do that. And if you don't want more work than that first week's work, repeating it week in, week out, that is fine. That is not a failure in any way. Final note, and this is again for those of you that still aren't quite sure what to feel. Rebuild is the program that I wanted when I was trying to start running again after a year in bed, which was, to refresh your memory, that was a very difficult pregnancy, shoulder dislocation, bulging disc in my neck, nearly immobile in my bed on my side, my left side to be exact, most of the year. I have too much experience, roughly 35 years, to be lumped into the couch to 5K programs with brand new runners, which frankly is where I belonged. Even though the work that they were doing was precisely the work that I needed to be doing right then, it was a bad fit. That group, those groups and those programs were a bad fit for me. My hope is that Rebuild will be the right work and the right fit for you if anything in the story that I just told resonates or has you nodding yes. Final note, even if you're not rebuilding, if you're in one of those busy periods I described in the previous video with limited bandwidth, Rebuild is less running. It is less hard effort running. It's less running aggregate over the course of the month. And it's not a bad place to be. If you need to hang out here in Rebuild for a couple of months, that is not dropping down. That is not wimping out. That is not taking the easy way. That is badass. That's taking control. That's the whole purpose of guided DIY. You know what? I have less bandwidth this month, so I'm going to take control and get into Rebuild instead of trying to stay and maintain, knowing I'm not going to keep up, knowing it's not going to work, and then tapping out in week 2. The most badass thing you can do is make the choice some people would shame you for making. And remember, there is no shame in here. Not now, not ever. You do you. I'm here to support that.